Every action creates a reaction. I first found out about this clip from ogtv, and then I went to TikTok and did a little research, and I saw a few other people talking about it. The first clip you're going to see is from ogtv of this Haitian talking reckless, dangerously reckless, and then I'm going to play you a response from a woman on TikTok. Check this out.
Still gonna be millions of us here because most of us are legal. And after that, you have to deal with walking past me in the street with that same energy. You have to deal
War
with
has never solved anything. Why do...
No. It's gonna solve something right now. Your downplaying of the African and Caribbean presence and influence in the USA.
That part, folks. That part. Excuse me for coming in so soon, but he said we downplay their contributions in our country. Yes. No. It's not even downplaying. It's like you don't go to a site where they're building a house, use all their equipment and supplies, and then brag about doing a better job. And then two, that's all you stay doing. Downplaying our contributions, our people contributions, and the reason why your ass is here. We're going to keep telling you that. We're going to keep reminding you how you're able to be here, and that includes European immigrants as well. We are the reasons why. Our people are the reason why you're here. Let's go on.
See? It's going to fix something because because right now, if we do something, it's going to be put on illegal immigrants, right? Let the illegal ones go, right? Let them go. The legal ones are going to be a big problem for you. A very big problem.
So he's saying the legal Haitian immigrants who remain here after the TPS holders are gone are going to be a problem for us. But it gets deeper. It's not just him. Someone else says something eerily similar in this young lady right here's comments.
So I'm just having a difficulty understanding the worst part and the nightmare part. Because what? How are you our worst nightmare?
Explain how, sir.
Sometimes it's so hard to listen to these panels because they be letting these people get up here and talk big, bad, crazy. I would have been like, first of all, sir, immigrant Haitian, let me see you go out in your country and bust a grape in a fruit fight. Let me see you go out there and wrangle all those people up, and including the gang members that's causing hell and running havoc in your country, and get all the oppressors out of your country before you come talking big bag to me or to us. Let's go on.
Okay. It's okay. Let the illegal ones leave.
Hear how? We want to hear this.
For instance, right, we've had people that have come up here and said they have no issue with Haitians, but they support the, anti-Haitian hate. They say, for some reason, deporting Haitians is going to benefit Black Americans. Those same people say they have Haitian friends. Guess what? Those Haitian friends you have family that might be going through this. Also have Haitian friends that might be going through this. Just like the Mexicans and the Africans. When that is done, and we see that what you stand for, as we're seeing right now, what you stand for, which is anti-Haitian hate, we are going to deal with you.
See? This is the type of shit I be talking about. Now, it's not my fault that I was taught to kill a motherfucking ant with a sledgehammer. This stupid son of a bitch expect us to be concerned about the family members of our Haitian friends. No, motherfucker, we concerned about our own family members. You got people, grandmama right here, who got to pay for their medicine out of pocket. I remember a time when old folks used to get a check called Social Security when they get 65 years old. Now, all of you motherfuckers is in here, they don't even get that no more. So I'm more concerned about my relatives than my Haitian friends' relatives. I don't know if you guys know it or not, but that's actually what we used to do with our tax money before you got here. We used to give to the elderly and the needy amongst us. Now all of that money is going to the immigrants. What makes you think you should get that money before them? What makes you more entitled to it than the elderly and the homeless and the needy people that are here? Tanisha and them getting their food stamps cut in half because they got to split it with 40% of y'all. I find you having the expectation that I should care more about your relatives than mine disrespectful. So pardon my disrespect. Your 1804 ancestors are rolling over in their graves right now because they birthed a nation of bitches.
It's extremely disconcerting why immigrants think that it is our responsibility to fight for their freedom, so to speak, and help them in their times of trouble in our country. Why is that our responsibility? to look after you and what you and your people are going through in our country and in your country.
But ever since this TPS shit's been going down with y'all, all you weak pussy son of bitches have been doing is crying on the internet to us. Where's your fight? Every time they say something about you niggas protesting, I don't see nothing but a bunch of old ladies out there begging and lying. Where's your protest? Why this woman right here gotta tell y'all men how to be men?
I've been seeing a lot of you Haitians post something like this in my chats about tell your government to get out of our country. You tell them to get out of your country. This is what we're saying, Zol. This is what we're saying, 1804. Fight to live another day. You make them get out of your country. Make our government get out of your country. Why are you talking about, you tell your government? I'm not telling my government shit. Okay? I'm not telling my government shit about immigration. Okay? Me and my government have way other things to be motherfucking worried about than y'all. Okay? But you tell them to get out your country. You tell the rebels to get out your country. You tell them to do it. This is what we saying about y'all. Y'all stay crying. Bruh. You tell them motherfuckers to do that. I'm not saying shit, because guess where I'm at? I'm at home in the bed. Okay.
I give them that. I give them the fact that they fought the French and won. I give you that. But what have you done after that? Instead of coming over telling us what you did and trying to take our history and what we've contributed worldwide, trying to take it as your own, what have you done? What have you guys done? What have you done? Let y'all tell it. You guys did everything that we did. You taught us how to do it. Well, why I don't see evidence of that in your own country? If you guys taught us all the things we have accomplished in our country worldwide, why I don't see evidence of it in your country? Why did you have to leave your country and come to mine and have some kind of success? Oh, Lord. Uncle Moose, he put extras on that thread. Check out what he says about coffins.
Let's make you guys turn this into war. All of you African Americans or FBAs in Africa will send you back in boxes,
Well, I was coming up with love and peace. You just say you gonna send me in a box, my nigga?
Be ready to meet your maker. Don't be scared, please. I don't like fear. It makes the job a little bit less fun.
You're a fucking coward. You're sitting here running your mouth. You ain't gonna do shit. Nothing. Talk about it. Be about it. I ain't seen shit from none of y'all. What are you saying? You sitting there threatening a woman?
This fool threatened Black Americans who are in Africa. Okay, it's not like you guys are not in America. So I don't know why you don't think that can go both ways. Two, you're threatening someone's life because they're standing up for their resources in their country. And then you wonder why we delineate it. Now you Black Americans who call yourself Pan-Africa or Pan-Africans, what you say about that? You still want to preach Pan-Africa? Pan-Africanism? Okay. And then she's the only, the woman who said you ain't gonna do nothing. She's the only one out of the videos I've heard responses to or heard this video. She's the only one that came out and was like, Negro, you ain't gonna do shit. You, first of all, let me give you a heads up. Anyone who is about that life is not going to bring their asses on social media, on any kind of platform, and tell the world what they're going to do, unless you're just crazy. Unless you're just genuinely 100% certified nuts. Then you're going to get on there and tell them your plans so they can catch you. So if you do it, they got the evidence right there. So anybody who's about that life, fool, you're not going to get on social media telling people, the whole world wide web, what you're going to do to someone. If you're about that life, those kind of people, they walk by themselves, really, because they know you can't have too many people around you because they're going to snitch on you. You said let the illegals go and the immigrants who are citizens stay here. So you think you're just going to throw out that threat and you guys just going to be what? Just cool? Just sitting in the shade, drinking lemonade, Haitian lemonade? You think that's just going to happen? When you just threaten all of Black America in another country, on another continent? Just like these racists who are these Black people that's just mysteriously just falling out dead around all white people. You think that's just going to be it? Like, y'all don't have family? Oh my God. I don't understand the mentality of racists and immigrants. Why you guys think you can do whatever you want to do and there will not be consequences for your actions? Let's go on.
We're gonna deal with you. Let's make you guys turn this into war.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. You're going to the FBI, honey, because that's terrorism against American citizens. And the FBI don't play, especially when it's black immigrants against black Americans. Oh, they don't play. They want y'all out of here anyway. And I'm also going to suggest in my report, because you can do it online, the IRS get involved too, because we know you all cheat on your taxes. So yeah, keep threatening us, motherfucker. You forget we are American. And another thing, we don't hate Haitians. We wish the best for your country. It's you and motherfuckers like you coming over here fucking with us. Like we're your fucking op. We're not your op. We didn't bring your ass over here. We haven't kept your ass over here. And we're not the ones trying to send your ass back. But what we're not gonna do anymore is sit for the disrespect. What you did, that's a terrorist threat. You going down, bitch.
She said what she said. See, you got black folks that was ready to, test your gangster on American soil, and then you got black folks that was like, you know what? Let's handle this legally so no hands won't get dirty. And she's reporting you to the FBI because that was straight terrorist threats, because now they got to get the embassy involved in Africa because you just threatened the lives of black American citizens in Africa. And then you're threatening harm on black American citizens in their country. So say what you will, you do have racists all over this country, but then you also have people who take their jobs seriously and they protect all American citizens. So now you're going to deal with one of those agents or a few of those agents that are not biased, that are not prejudiced, that are not racist, and they're going to take your threat very seriously, and they're going to look into your life, and they're going to look into your family's life, and they're going to look into your friends' life, everybody who associate with you. Now you're going to have everybody investigated because you got online and wanted to run your mouth and act like you so gangster in somebody else's country. And in the meanwhile, your country look like it's a section in hell or from hell. Okay, now let me play this clip of this woman talking about the disrespect that come from Haitians. Particularly, she's talking about Haitians.
I know I look crazy, but this needs to come on here and be said. The way that some of y'all Caribbean people talk about black Americans needs to be studied. The hate for black Americans when you're in America needs to be studied, bro. I'm tired of y'all here. I hear every last one of y'all say this line. Oh, the Americans are lazy. We come here and we do better than y'all. I'm trying to figure out, what have y'all come here and done that Americans have not done? What have y'all done that's so outstanding that no other black American can do it? We've done it all. Stop it. We've done it all. If anything, I'll take it a step further. We encourage y'all to do better. Let's be clear. If it wasn't for the civil rights movement, none of y'all would be here. Y'all always want to come here and talk about your country's so great and your country's this and your country's that. Then go back to your country. Why are you here? Why are you here? No, serious question. Why are you here? I don't understand. What y'all gonna realize is that we measure success differently. See, for y'all, successful is coming to America, becoming a nurse, getting a little house, getting a little car, and you set. That's what you consider success. I don't think a lot of black Americans consider that success. That is just what we're supposed to do. That's a regular way of living here. That's nothing extra special or spectacular. Okay? So, I need y'all to be a little bit more grateful. Stop throwing subs and stop saying stupid shit. And if the black Americans bother you so bad, you should go back to where you're from. That's it, that's all. That's my TED Talk. Have a good one.
But it's good. Asian people have a place to go. So what about if the white men start kicking you guys out? So the closest place, black independent country you guys can go to, it's Haiti. Haiti is the only closest black independent country.
Black Americans, you better listen up. You FBAs, you better listen up. Because what are you going to do if the white man decide to kick you out? Where you going to go? You don't have a place to go home to, right? You don't have an all-black nation that is just for yourself, right? So you're going to be left out in the dark, just like all the other immigrants. this is a funny mentality that some immigrants have, that they try to use this as a slight against Black Americans. You guys don't have another home to go to. You do not have somewhere else that you can go to. Why would we have somewhere else to go to when we're already at home? That's the difference. See, we're not immigrants. No matter how you try to flip it, no matter how you try to spin it, no matter how you try to view it, we're not immigrants, okay? So whatever the white man want, whatever the white man, he do not like us, he do not want us here. So what? Sorry to break it to you, the white man, but we're not going nowhere. You can't send us nowhere, okay?
I've been telling these people far before I started doing content that this is our country. What do they not get? Is the jealousy, envy that doggone strong that it blinds and just dulls their senses? They cannot process or understand anything. They're so jealous and envious that it doesn't matter. We keep saying until they turn green that this is our country. And the ones who know who country this really is are those you call white people. They know this. You got some who come on social media and admit it. You even got other foreign presidents that come on social media or are in a video talking, who say that Black Americans, those you call Black people, are indigenous to the Americas. So we're not going anywhere. And they would have a hell of a fight trying to do so. They don't want this smoke. I don't care how hard these racists try to come off. They don't want that smoke. I keep telling you, it's over 500 years of fury in the soil. They don't want it. Now, I'm going to play this video, Lord God. I guess the Africans supposedly canceled him, but see why we say we are not like them and they are not like us? Check this out. Do you see this? Do you see? I slowed it down so you can see capture the whole ridiculousness of it. He's a Tanzanian man performing for guess who? Do they not understand how that is nothing dignified about that? Like, why would you choose to act like a monkey? Of all the animals on the earth, why would you choose to demean yourself by acting like a monkey, ape, or gorilla? You know, these folks are obsessed with calling us apes, but I guess they don't do any research where it explains or clearly explains that we, those called black people, Black Americans, are the only group who does not have Neanderthal DNA. Maybe that's why they're obsessed with it. We don't go around constantly talking about apes and gorillas. I mean, you have some of them that have apes and gorillas as pets, but they want to call us apes. Lord. Let me show you this next clip before I get into the content. The majority of you guys know why we delineated. The majority of you guys know why we're not stepping in, putting our peace of mind and bodies on a line to help people who have routinely showed us they have no respect for us. I'm going to give some more examples as to why we said we're good. We're not going to keep going out there being your doggone welcome mat and then getting kicked in the crack of our anus with steel toe boots on. It's not going to happen. But check this out. This is how this person feels about Black Americans. I guess it's retaliation for what we're saying about TPS and deportation, period. But check this out.
Behave like an American citizen to avoid deportation.
So this is how you see millions of Black Americans in their country. This is what you say or claim we do. This is how we conduct ourselves, right? Okay. You do realize there are millions of Black Americans who actually own businesses and corporations, financial institutions, independent operators, sole proprietors, So But then when we show you actual footage and pictures of your countries, you guys have a hissy fit. You go into have a conniption, like we just did something completely wrong when we're showing you pictures and videos of your actual countries. But you can go around to numerous Black American communities, whether they're rich, middle class, and poor. You will not, the majority of times, you will not see this, all of this. You have to go to certain areas to see this. Phil made a great point, and then I'm going to go on to the content. He was talking about how, when we wanted to unite with you guys, and that's one of the things I'm going to mention, he said, you guys didn't want it. When we wanted to unify, you guys didn't want it, which you didn't. And then he said, then you talk about our communities and how violent they are. He said, let me tell you something. The violence in whatever violence that exists in our communities, they mainly stem from poverty. And I said in multiple videos, poverty equals crime. People don't want to equate that with Black Americans, but they'll equate it with other poverty-stricken communities and country. There's crime. Wherever there's poverty, there's crime. Trust. You go to our communities that are middle class, that are rich, he said, you don't see them running around committing crimes. You don't see their communities plagued with crimes. I know for a fact because of where I live. And I've said in numerous videos that I live in an affluent, predominantly Black American community in Southern California. We're not running around committing crimes. So, the generalization, talking about us in our country when you had to literally flee your country because you were getting away from crime and corrupt government officials. Oh, Lord God. Okay. Let's get on with this content, please. Let's get on with this content. No one in the diaspora shows up for Black Americans. They don't. I showed you the Haitian man who had the balls of an elephant, horse, donkey that came for us, threatening us. He threatened our lives. He threatened our livelihoods. Talk about, the money, the spending power we always brag about. That's jealous. He came for it. He threatened us about the jobs, and he basically came in and said, no, not basically, he said that he was going to come in and they were going to take our, oh my God, this boy, what was he drinking or smoking before he made that video to make him feel so big, bold, bad? But yeah, he came in for it. He came in with the gusto. Told us what he was going to do to us. Check this out. How many times have we extended the hand to these people that come to our country? How many times have Black Americans, our people, showed up, marched, organized, put our bodies and our dollars on the line for folks who, the minute things get hard for them, turn around and say, we're going to be the problem? That right there is exactly why there is no flat black. And today, bringing receipts like I do, and that is what I do. Now, before I go in, trust me, we're going in. I need you to understand the context. Because some of y'all are going to watch that clip and say, oh, it's just one person. No. Collectively, they had that same poisonous mind. Out of 100, you can interview them anonymously. Out of 100, how many you think will have his sentiment? Let's go on. This is a pattern, and I've been watching it for years. Black Americans, we have the longest history of showing up, not just for ourselves, but for everybody. You know what I'm saying, right? We marched, we bled, we organized. We even had fire hoses. Well, that powerful water coming out against us. Vicious, ferocious law enforcement dogs attacking us. Brutal, barbaric people with guns attacked us. Bats. Their friends and families and community came after us with bats. spit on our people. I don't know how y'all was able to do that. I don't. Those of you guys who were alive and there, and you're listening to this video, how did you even do that? How did just you hawking, just moving your mouth, pursing up your lips like you about to spit something at me would be a problem. You know how they plead temporary insanity? That is what I would go to court and say when that person spit their nasty, disgusting body fluid on me. I don't remember anything else that happened after that. I should not be held accountable for my actions after that. That's assault. It's assault because we don't know what you got. Oh, Lord. Spitting on somebody is pure hatred. Okay, let's go on. This is a pattern, and I've been watching it for years, as I said. We built coalitions with people who, the moment their situation improved, what did they do? What did they do? What they do is they forget that we came and we stood with them 10 toes down. They forget that real quick. They suddenly develop amnesia. Let's talk about Nelson Mandela. I'm painting you a picture of how Pan-African we were prior to whatever happened that caused us to say we good. Like I said, I've done research on Pan-Africanism, and throughout their time in this country, I don't see what they did to try to help make it better for us. I see where it got better for them, but I don't see where they helped make it better for us. Like I said, during the time that they were snatching black men out of their homes and stringing them up in trees, what did Pan-Africanists do? What did they do? Can anybody tell me? Okay, let's go on. In the 90s, Black Americans spearheaded several historic movements to advance global black unity. That's what we used to do. We did it. And then these people that come in and want to say, black people, black Americans, we need to be caring about everybody. They act like we never did that. Do you know black Americans are responsible for giving Africa or raising money, giving billions of dollars to Africa? What has Africa done in return? And anytime they offer something in their country or one of their countries, they always charging you black Americans, and you get your asses on those airplanes and you go out there and you pay them. They're targeting you for your money, your greenbacks. Let's go on. Focusing heavily on transnational and anti-apartheid actions, economic self-reliance, and the revival of Pan-Africanism. This era was defined by a shift from the mid-century civil rights struggle to a global, decentralized fight against structural racism and economic oppression. And also what occurred in 1990, global anti-apartheid victory. We were a part of that. We spearheaded that in this country to help Africa. I remember when I was in school, that's what you heard being talked about in the 80s and the 90s. Apartheid in America, and it wasn't just black folks, but anyone who had a heart, had a conscience, was in America telling our leaders to do something to show that they don't support apartheid. We're the ones who help you guys get set free from that. And what do you do when you come here? You put your ass in our face. That's what you do. Then you wonder why we good. And those of you who are black American and you're Pan-Africanist, you can miss me with that. You can miss me with all your philosophy, because there's nothing you could do or say that's going to convince me that Pan-Africa or Pan-Africanism is the way, because they've been out here for decades and nothing has changed. So miss me with all that. Let's go. The absolute pinnacle of Black international solidarity occurred February 1990 with the release of Nelson Mandela from South African prison. The American connection. For over a decade, Black American activists, student groups, and politicians successfully lobbied the U.S. government to enforce strict economic sanctions against South Africa's white minority rule. Then in the 90s, after Mandela's release, he was invited out here to do an 8-city tour of the United States, June 1990. He directly thanked Black Americans for their critical role in dismantling apartheid, packing stadiums in New York, Detroit, Los Angeles in an unprecedented display of global Black triumph. So don't you ever say we didn't do anything. Don't you ever say that we didn't embrace you. That's all we continue to do was embrace you. Now it's time for you guys to carry your own sack. And stop trying to pimp us out. Or pimp us. Then they had the 7th Pan-African Congress in 94. The modern revival of formal global Black unity took place in April 1994 at the 7th Pan-African Congress held in Kampala, Uganda. This was the first major Pan-African Congress convened in decades, specifically drawing together hundreds of Black American delegates, Caribbean leaders, and continental Africans. The mission was the 1994 Assembly moved past the mid-century goal of ending European colonialism. Instead, it focused on modern global cooperation, economic development, debt cancellation for African nations, and countering the negative impacts of Western globalization on global Black diaspora. Then the Million Man March took place in 95. Though primarily a domestic event, the Million Man March on October 16, 1995 in Washington, D.C. was deeply rooted in the philosophy of Pan-African self-reliance. Led by Minister Louis Farrakhan, the gathering drew hundreds of thousands of Black men to pledge structural accountability to their local families while simultaneously emphasizing a global brotherhood with Black communities worldwide. The intellectual movement manifested heavily in hip-hop. We started showing our solidarity with Africa in hip-hop music. We was dressing. We was wearing the kente cloth, and then wearing those African African medallions. They was engaged. It was like, you know, they had the continent of Africa, and then it was encased in semi leather or leather circle. Yeah, I remember those. I don't think I ever got one, but yeah, we was rocking that in the 90s. Then started changing our name to African names. And then Spike Lee, he was good with putting that, simulating that in his movies. We have done to help Africa in so many ways for decades and never saw a return. Even today, they're still asking us, almost demanding our help and support, and they offer nothing, no reciprocity. I'm just talking about how we have always shown up. When Black Americans needed the diaspora, when we needed allies, who showed up? When Haiti had the 2010 earthquake, one of the most devastating natural disasters in modern history, who was on the ground? Who was sending money, organizing relief efforts, pushing the U.S. government to respond? Black Americans, our churches, our organizations, our dollars. Within the first 2 weeks of that earthquake, Black American-led organizations raised millions. Regular people in our community who did not have much gave what they had, because that's what we do. That is in our DNA. Even when we are treated less than dog feces, we always found a way to reach out, to stretch out our hands to help others. But they forget real quick when they start feeling a little good. Bellies full, roof over their heads, good job. They completely forget what we did for them to help them. Now here's where it gets interesting. Fast forward to right now. Right now today, TPS, temporary protected status, is on the table. What are we seeing from the administration is moving to deport Haitians who have been here for years. You know, no gratitude, no coalition building, no. Hey, we need to stand together here. threats. Think about that for a second. Now, I know somebody in the comments is already typing, not all Haitians. I hear you. This is not about every individual. Just like when I'm talking about races, I'm talking about races. I'm not talking about white America generally. I'm speaking about races. And I would think that the people who listen to this video, who are subscribed, you have the mental capacity to differentiate, you know? This is about a pattern of leadership, a community response of who shows up when it counts. Let's go down the list. George Floyd, the entire world stopped. I've never seen anything like that, and ever before George Floyd protests and now. Never seen the whole world come together for one man. One black American man. Never saw it. The entire world, people in Paris were marching, people in London were marching. But what about the diaspora right here on American soil? The communities we have been championing, advocating for, giving political cover to. Here's what I observed. Y'all can fact check me. While black Americans were in the streets, getting tear gas, getting arrested, putting our bodies on the line, a lot of the conversation in certain diaspora spaces was about how the protests were bad for business and about how this isn't our fight, about how we needed to calm down. We were fighting for the right to not be killed by police. We were fighting for our children's lives, and the response from some of our so-called diaspora allies was we needed to calm down. And I know that a lot of Hispanics got that bad. Since they want to lean close to whiteness, they got that real bad. Like when Trayvon Martin, when things like that, big national things occur, they be in the comments talking against us. They sure do. How many of them came out and said they supported Ashley Gonzalez? They have that real bad. When black folks go out there and show how they're just spent with this unfairness and double talk in this country, they get to start talking. You think these Hispanics were really white. The way they talk in them comments. You saw how they was coming out here in LA rioting, acting a fool, like they had a right to act that way. We as American citizens have a right. I don't care what you're talking about. But you? No, you don't. But they was out here acting crazy. And they got mad when we talked about it. I need you to understand the power dynamic here. Because this is not emotional. This is economic and political. Who are the primary consumers in black American neighborhoods? Who built businesses in our communities? Not from scratch, but on the backs of our spending. And when that moment came to stand up and say Black Lives Matter, black Americans deserve protection, where was that energy? Why are black Americans still demanding a hate crime bill? Where y'all at? Where's the diaspora? Where the Hispanics? Where the Asians? Where y'all at? Y'all get real quiet. Real quiet. This is why I say it's no flat black, no allies. I clearly see that these groups are so used to counting on us and using our strength and our vocal cords, but that's it. That's it. They want their little fix, and then they get on. Now I want to talk specifically about the TPS situation, because this is where it gets real. Because we understand what it means to be displaced. We understood what it means to have your status in your country threatened. We have been there. We are there. Administration started making moves to end TPS. Where did some of that energy go? Did it go toward coalition building? Did it go towards let's work together, black Americans and Haitian Americans, because we share common enemies? Or did it go toward threatening us? I showed you the clip. That was a threat directed towards black Americans, not just on American soil, but on the continent of Africa. For someone in the diaspora community facing deportation, I don't care if he claims to be a citizen or not. Here's the part that really gets me. It tells me that even in their most vulnerable moment, the instinct is not solidarity with us. The instinct is to look at us as competition, as a problem, as an obstacle. I don't understand why they would even see us as a competition. Why? How? How are you trying to compete with us? Lord Jesus. Let's go on. That is a deep thing, y'all. That's not about one video or one person. That's about a world view that has been cultivated, a worldview that positions Black Americans as the ones to blame, even when we've been showing up, even when we don't have anything to do with what's happening to them. They always come and blame us. God. So let me explain something for anybody who's new here, and welcome, by the way. No Flat Black is not a slogan. It's not a hashtag. It's a policy. It means Black Americans, Indigenous, copper-colored people of this land, we are done extending unconditional solidarity to groups that have repeatedly demonstrated they are not in solidarity with us. Some of y'all are going to say, that's divisive. I want you to sit with that word, divisive, because who does it serve to call Black Americans divisive for finally deciding to protect our own interests? Who benefits from that framing? Not us. We have spent generations being the moral backbone of every civil rights movement in this country. We march for everybody, just about every group. While our specific issues, our reparations, our land theft, our specific historical injuries get pushed to the back of every progressive agenda. And now, when we say, actually, we need you to show up for us first before we extend that coalition energy, suddenly we're the problem. And even if you did show up, I wouldn't even trust you. I wouldn't. Because I would feel like you're only doing it because you're not doing it because you are convicted and you know it's the right thing to do. You're doing it because you want us to do something back in return. It's not going to happen. No Flat Black. See, when y'all get us fed up, things change, and that's not a threat. That's history. When Black Americans wake up to our power, when we start moving as a unified economic and political bloc, things change. They always have. And that's what you're terrified of. They're not scared. They're terrified. Here's what I want you to take from this. Number one, stop unconditional solidarity. Check your history before you show up for a group. Have they shown up for you? Have their community leaders stood with Black Americans on our specific issues? If not, that coalition needs to be renegotiated. Full stop. Number two, protect your economic power. We talk about this on this channel all the time. Black Americans generate over $3 trillion in economic activity annually. $3 trillion. Who is that money going to? Where does it go in our neighborhoods? Who owns those stores, businesses, those properties? When we get intentional about that, the whole game changes. Number three, build your own. We have always known how to build. Even when they burned it down. Tulsa, Rosewood, we rebuilt. That is in us. And right now in 2026, we have tools and platforms that Tulsa didn't have. Use them. Number four, and this one is important, know your history, because everything I just told you is documented. It's not my opinion. It is documented historical fact. And when you know your history, you cannot be gaslit. You cannot be manipulated into thinking that standing up for yourselves is divisive. Anyone who says what we're doing is divisive, they don't want nothing good for us. They just want to use us. That just let me know that you're like somebody that I always knew wasn't a friend. You immigrants are like, and racists that try to act like you're not racist. You guys are like someone I always knew wasn't a friend. You know, I stood back in the background and watched you move and listened to the things you said and listened to the things you didn't say, or paid attention to the things you didn't say. And you show me all the time that you don't mean well. You don't want the best for me. That's how you guys are, and that's how we see you. That's why you cannot gaslight us. That's why we ain't moved. We ain't getting out there in them streets. These boots were made for walking, but they ain't walking for you. I ain't walking for you. No. I ain't stupid. The last time I openly spoke out against what they did to people with melanated skin was when they was trying to round up those Haitians. And the whole nation saw it. The whole world saw those images. That was the last time. And I didn't do it again. Because that's when I learned. That's when I officially learned what these folks are saying. Could you imagine me being in Nigeria doing videos talking about Nigerians? I mean, putting them down. Man, they would find me so quick. They'll be looking for me faster than somebody looking for water. Clean, dirty, didn't matter. All right, folks, I'm about to be out. I got some things to do. And I hope this video brought some information to you guys, made you rethink a lot of things. Especially you Black Americans who call yourself, Black Americans who call yourself Pan-Africanists. I ain't trying to change your mindset. I'm not trying to change your heart. I'm not trying to do nothing. None of that. But I hope you guys who call yourselves Pan-Africanists, you guys who call yourself Pan-Africanists, I hope you're getting something out of it more than what you're giving. I hope you are holding these people accountable who you're working with, and you're sitting back looking at how much passion and energy they put forth to doing things for your Black American people. Are they measuring the same passion you give trying to help them? Or do they become lax and act like they really don't care when it comes to issues about us? A lot of y'all see that, but you'll just ignore it. You just ignore it. I can't stand when people see what's really going on and they ignore it. Ooh, I'll be like, I would never pick you to be on my team. All right, folks, I'm out. See you guys in the next video.